Have you ever wondered what stands between your vulnerable data and the vast world of cyber threats? Ever heard of IDS and IPS? Picture your digital world, ripe with information valuable to you and, unfortunately, to cybercriminals too. But what if you had silent protectors constantly watching, always ready? That's where intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems come into play. These unseen heroes work tirelessly to keep your data safe. Stay tuned to learn about the invisible guardians of your data, IDS and IPS. Picture this, a silent observer that constantly monitors your network traffic, looking for any suspicious activities. That's an intrusion detection system. In the vast universe of cybersecurity, the intrusion detection system, or IDS, has a pivotal role. Like a vigilant sentry, it stands guard over your network, scrutinizing every bit of data that flows through it. Its mission? To identify any signs of intrusion or abnormal behavior that could signal an impending cyber attack. Now, there are two main types of IDS, each with its own unique approach to safeguarding your digital realm. First up, we have the Network-Based Intrusion Detection System, or NIDS. As the name suggests, it's all about the network. It scans the traffic flowing across your entire network, looking for any anomalies that could hint at a cyber threat. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the Host-Based Intrusion Detection System, or HIDS. This one takes a more focused approach. It zeroes in on a single host or device, combing through its system logs and activities to detect any potential threats. Regardless of their approach, both types of IDS work in a similar fashion. They continuously monitor and analyze network traffic, comparing it against a database of known threat patterns. When they spot something that matches, they spring into action, notifying the network administrators about the potential threat. In essence, IDS is like a security camera, always watching, always analyzing. Now imagine an upgraded security system, not just detecting, but actively preventing any potential breaches. Meet the Intrusion Prevention System. The Intrusion Prevention System, or IPS, is like the big brother of the intrusion detection system. It shares the detection capabilities of the IDS, but with a proactive twist. When an IPS spots a potential threat, it doesn't just ring the alarm bells, it takes action to prevent the threat from causing damage. Think of it like a security guard who doesn't just spot a thief, but also tackles them to the ground before they can get away with your valuables. This proactive nature of the IPS is what sets it apart from the IDS. While an IDS is like a CCTV camera, recording and alerting you of any suspicious activity, an IPS is more like a well-trained guard dog, ready to pounce and neutralize any threat. There are two main types of IPS, network-based and host-based. A network-based IPS monitors the entire network for suspicious traffic by analyzing protocol activity. On the other hand, a host-based IPS keeps an eye on a single host for malicious activity, providing a more concentrated form of protection. So, in a nutshell, an IPS doesn't just identify threats, it deals with them. It's like having a personal bodyguard for your network, always on high alert, always ready to act. IPS therefore acts as your network's personal bodyguard, always ready to act. So IDS observes and reports, while IPS gets confrontational. But which one should you choose? This question is like asking whether you'd prefer a lookout or a bodyguard. Each has its merits and its role, and neither can be declared the outright winner in every situation. Intrusion detection systems, or IDS, are like the vigilant watchmen of your network, always on the lookout for potential threats. Their strength lies in their ability to monitor and alert. They're perfect for scenarios where you want to keep an eye on what's happening, but don't necessarily want to interrupt the flow of network traffic. However, while they're great at spotting threats, they don't take action against them. It's like having a security camera that spots a thief but doesn't call the police. On the other hand, intrusion prevention systems, or IPS, are the bodyguards of your network. They not just detect threats, but actively work to prevent them. Think of IPS as a bouncer at a club, not only recognizing troublemakers, but also stopping them at the door. However, their proactive nature can sometimes lead to false positives, blocking legitimate traffic, which can be a disadvantage in certain scenarios. So is one better than the other? Not necessarily. It's like comparing apples to oranges. The choice between IDS and IPS depends on the nature of your network and what you need from your security systems. For a small business with less sensitive data, an IDS might suffice. But for a large corporation dealing with highly sensitive information, an IPS might be a better fit. But here's the twist. The world of cybersecurity is not a binary one. It's not a choice between IDS or IPS, rather it's about finding the right balance. Many modern security solutions offer both IDS and IPS capabilities, allowing you to enjoy the best of both worlds. Whether it's the vigilant IDS or the proactive IPS, the choice depends on your specific needs and the level of security your network requires. And remember, the best defense is a multi-layered approach, blending both observation and action. Now that we've delved into the world of IDS and IPS, what are the key points to remember? Firstly, let's recall that both IDS, or intrusion detection systems, and IPS, intrusion prevention systems, serve as vital cyber guardians. IDS monitors and alerts us to potential malicious activities, while IPS takes a step further by not only detecting but also blocking these threats in real time. Remember, IDS is like your vigilant neighbor, keeping an eye out for any suspicious activity and alerting you, while IPS is your sturdy gate that not only spots intruders but also prevents them from entering. Secondly, it's important to understand that these systems aren't interchangeable. IDS is typically passive, focusing on detection and alerting. On the other hand, IPS is active, taking immediate action to halt any detected threats. Your choice between these two depends on your specific needs and the level of security desired. Lastly, when choosing between IDS and IPS, there are a few key factors to consider. These include the complexity of your network, the sensitivity of your data, and your organization's risk tolerance. If your network is complex or your data is highly sensitive, an IPS might be the better choice. However, if your risk tolerance is low and you prefer to manually manage threats, an IDS might be more suitable. Remember, in the cyber world, knowledge is your greatest weapon. Stay informed, stay secure.